ऊ छ अनि विश्वमा 6 वटा छ है अब सरोजमा 5 वटा छ हैन SAROJ हैन सो V भनेको सरोज पनि डिनोट गर्छ एक हिसाबले अनि 5 वटा पञ्चतत्व पनि डिनोट गर्छ हैन अनि एभ्रिथिङ इज विदिन दिस 5 एलिमेन्ट हैन अनि यो संसारमा अब हजुर बिलिभ गर्नुहुन्छ कि हुन्न संसारमा जति पनि रङ छ 5 वटा मात्र छ मेरो बिलिफ है किनभने रातो पहेँलो नीलो कालो र सेतो हैन यति 5 वटाले संसारको सबै कलर बन्छ सबै बन्छ एनी पोसिबल कलर्स यु नेम इट आई क्यान टेल यु द डिफरेन्ट मिक्सचर्स एन्ड आई क्यान कम अप विथ द एक्ज्याक्ट कलर हैन अनि सो बेसिकली त्यही हो V भनेर चाहिँ म V लाई एकदम मान्छु अनि V पछि VISHM छ नि VI भनेपछि फेरि 6 भयो हैन VI भनेको 6 भयो सो इट्स बेसिकली आई अलवेज डिकोड
interesting
so Vishma is basically I'm creating it as a किनभने अब future branding हुन लाग्छ and future is all about brand people will not know you by हुन्छ नि probably हुन्छ नि कसैले they will stop typing and people will start listening and talking to the devices so they will be like okay they will be like हुन्छ नि call a nearest consultancy and you have to make yourself a brand in a such a हैन कि like to call a nearest consultancy भन्दाखेरि UTC लाई call आउँछ के so that's why the brand is so important के हैन branding is so important के अबको जेनेरेसनमा because अब मान्छेलाई चलाउन पुगिसक्यो के कमान्ड दिन थालिसक्यो के फोनलाई हैन Siri do this Siri do that
I do the same I talk to Google
exactly
Google Home all the time
exactly
like, when's my next train to work you know while I'm like putting my shoes on when's my next train to work you got 5 minutes and okay run I talk to I mean the machines a lot nowadays I don't know if it's a good thing or not but I mean it's
if you utilize it
essentially yes I mean I'm trying to just be efficient but it's a struggle to make it understand at the very
like
beginning.
being a third nation not a primary English speaker that's the most difficult part I also feel like that's the part where I get kind of always confused around like is this the word is that the word I was like since childhood I'm not a good at my studies like I became good at my studies afterward after I realized something my dad and mom I would thank my dad and mom for all of are we
let's keep going no sure
so because like I was just like
yes
okay so basically I was like saying about my education so I was always ignorant towards my education in my childhood like always I was like so ignorant there was let's say we all had a same kind of schooling so there were around 8 subjects normally we all have 8 subjects in our like in our like school but I used to fail in 7 of them
okay wow
till 9 I would say till 9 10 like SLC there was a criteria for me to give an SLC
okay wow so you had to
I had to go through but after that on my 10th grade everything changed so the interesting part of the story is like my dad and mom you know not I don't know how to articulate this please so कसरी भन्ने
is it about like your studies or something
it's exactly about my studies
so were they like you know did they do something or did they tell you something or there's some moment of reckoning or what happened actually when you're telling me about you know you had not had a very you know attractive sort of result sheet every year and then what changed what was that was it a moment or like
so I think it was the constant like how would I say like it's not a pressure it's not like it's not anything negative so but constant making my parents making me aware of the thing so what used to happen is like I failed a subject normally like my friends would get bitten if they fail the subject or like their phone would get seized or something like that would happen but for me when I fail like me and my father used to go to pick up the results And when he sees like, okay, I have failed, he used to take me to a restaurant and give me rice puddings.
Wow.
Because I loved rice puddings.
Wow. Wow, that's something very interesting.
So probably that I realized why he did that. I realized in my my 10th year, like while I was studying my 10th grade, I realized that it's not about the failing. It's about the learning, learning the thing what is important. Like learning how much education is important. Failing doesn't matter, but you do not have to stop.
Yeah, but was that categorically explained to you by your parents
No.
every time, or
No.
or was it subtle, or you suddenly realized that that's what they're trying to say?
Exactly.
Oh,
they never told me this is the way you should live.
Wow.
Like even my grandfather. My grandfather. I'm proud to say this. I feel proud to say this, that I come from not a rich family. I was not fed with a silver spoon. But it's all about the mentality that my grandfather had, my father had, like my grandfather had, which transferred towards my father, and which transferred towards like me, my sister, my mother, like my whole family. So the thing is, basically, I'm a grandchild of so we called it in our language Gothalo.
Gothalo, yeah.
So
shepherd would be a right word.
Probably a shepherd. No, not of his own. Not of his own, but like he used to work for someone else, look after the calves and look after the cows and sheep and everything. So I am a proud grandson of a proud grandfather. I recently lost him. It's about a year ago. We were not close physically. Probably we were close mentally. I still feel him. He just left his body, but he's always within me. So he left his body and probably came towards each and every individuals of our family.
I'm sure we're going to delve into that again in our conversation. But I haven't even started the intro. But welcome to a Universal Thought podcast. We have today with us Saroj, Vishma, Basnet.
Let's say that. Yeah,
we had a conversation about your middle name and all of that.
It's not my middle name though. Like I wouldn't say it as my middle name. It's my another name.
Yeah.
So my legal name is Saroj Basnet.
Yeah.
So that's where like all of my certificates have, everything have. But I call myself Saroj Vishma Basnet.
Yeah.
So that's Vishma is other given name to me by my priest.
Yeah.
So I always go with that name because I believe in the work.
Yeah.
So karma, what I believe in, and that's my karmic name, which nobody decide, the Almighty, I will or the energy source, or the
ultimate
consciousness or whatever the creator created that. Exactly.
You can identify with any names, but I understand what you're trying to say.
And it resonates towards a really respectful character from Mahabharata. He's also called Vishma Pitama. He was also given the same name. His actual name was it was something else, and his determination was so good that he was named Vishma. So I also consider myself that my determination,
loyalty to the throne is one thing I really get from Vishma.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that character is, I mean, in Mahabharata, obviously, it's an epic, therefore, because there's so many amazing, outstanding characters, and Vishma obviously stands out as well. When we talk about being loyal, but again, there are also gray areas in that character as well. How much loyal you can be,
absolutely,
and do you have to even do you have to even compromise with your own conscience, or dharma to actually be loyal? So it's tricky for me there. So therefore that character becomes interesting, because fairy tale characters becomes God, right? The perfection and all of that. But when there is certain gray, and we try and understand that gray, I think that really makes it more interesting. But obviously, one of the...
Sure, okay. I would say it like this. Please don't take me wrong, because everybody has their own perspective, and everybody have their own philosophy of how to articulate things. So how would I think is because we are in 21st century and we have got access to every research and every research papers, like every probably different sources, like a deep informations about things. So how I take all of the epics, all of the so-called let's say Puranas and Vedas. What I think is because we are coming from a South Asian background, let's say. Can we say that? We come from a South, like
Indian
South,
subcontinent.
Indian subcontinent, and there we did not had so much of going on about the information, about the writing papers. Basically, let's say our old generation was mentally literate, but how to articulate and how to transfer the knowledge towards the people. That was the most confusing part. And they wouldn't understand the exact scientific things, like the where we come from, and they did not have the resource to make all of the people to understand. So I take it as lessons, like all of the epics. Yes, I am religious in a way, like I do pujas and I do like dharmas and everything, but how to take it or how to do it in your daily basis, that's not everything that you need to do. There are other aspects that life goes on, and that's just one simple aspect that to make yourself committed toward the other aspects of life, the conscious aspects of life. To make your consciousness strong, you need religion. But religion is not everything. Gods are created by humans, I would say. God never claimed to anyone to pray them or to praise them. They always told us, or else you can find it in every Vedas, in every Vedantas and every Puranas, everything. You will find that everything says apply this in life. Do not praise this. Do not worship it. Apply this in life, and your lives become beautiful.
That's what's appealing about the the religious text of Hindu religions and all those different philosophies, if you like. See, I really want to be very careful while I speak about this, because all the information I have is through listening to other people, so I've not probably read the exact book or the original text and stuff like that, but the synthesis of it, I've heard about it a lot, and like we were talking off camera as well, it gives you so many different avenues to walk through to reach to the same destination, and you, depending upon your understanding, like for example, the person who does not have a very developed intelligence, if you like, and they cannot probably inherit all the Vedic wisdom, if you like, and cannot like really extract the core from it, then the path of bhakti, for example, is very easy for them. You just like go and believe and like just give everything to the Almighty, and everything will be okay. You'll reach that path. But for someone who's got a very rational way of looking at the world, who likes to dissect stuff, then you go to the Vedas, for example, and read those, and then dissect, and again reach to the same destination.
Absolutely.
So it's a very beautiful. But we'll come to that. We started, and like we were talking about this topic when we start, it's very difficult to like really come back to. But tell me something about your journey in Australia. So you came in 2018 to CQU.
CQ University. So my journey has been. So I've always been a valuer of time, and I've always been a planned. I always plan my let's say lifestyle, how I want to take it. So I did my own research for CQ University.
Yes, you did.
I didn't like. I went to consultancy to apply and to do everything because I was unknown about like what's the procedure are. But I choose my own university. There was like bunch of list of. They suggested me some universities, some colleges, some institutions. But I was like, no, let's do my own research because that's where my life is gonna be, and where I want to take my life towards, and we need to really be careful on what we choose. And so let's first, as we have touched the topic of like choice, I would first explain the belief, and I would tell you all of my journeys and how I choose about the thing. So I have this philosophy of mine that life doesn't life is not a sea. like not an like water C. Life is not A to Z. People normally think like, okay, I need to achieve A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and then A to Z. It's not that. Life for me, life is really simple. It consists 3 letters: B, C, and D. B is your birth, which is like, if you and D is death. So if you burn, you will die. You burn, you'll die. That's for sure. Every living creature which take birth will eventually die. That's the, we cannot ignore that. But C is the important, like that's the probably creator of life, I would say. So what's C? C for me is choice. Whatever you do in your life, or whatever decisions you make, you need to choose that first. First, everything. You wake up in the morning, you choose. You wake up in the morning, you choose. You wake up in the morning, whatever you do, you choose. Or like, even if you want to eat healthy foods and there is a pizza in front of you or a burger in front of you, that's your choice.
Absolutely.
If you are continue eating that burger, and you are thinking, oh, I'm so fat and I'm so chubby, and
but you have the choice.
That's your choice. The body that you attain is your choice. The mind that you attain is your choice. So I've always been careful choosing my, like, choosing before taking decisions. So TED is a non-for-profit organization, and their main motive or main idea is or motto is to put out the ideas of people. So the actual slogan is idea worth sharing. So you might have an idea, or every people come up with different idea in their everyday life. But every idea matters. Sure. That's the major concept. It can be a simplest as a busker or a well-renowned artist. Even a busker gets an idea in his head, or a world-renowned artist gets an idea in his head. But there should be a platform to present that idea. So that's TED, I would say. I first came to know about TED in my childhood itself. Like my sister, who was really bright in their studies, introduced me about TED and the platform. I used to watch lots and lots of TED Talks videos, and I had this dream and the inner burning of oh my God, I need to organize this thing. Not for me, but for others. Probably I don't have the best idea, but I can learn from others, like the idea of others. So I'm always I always appreciate the process of learning. So that's why I just speak, because I speak because without me speaking, you wouldn't find my faults, or you wouldn't find the knowledge I don't have. And if I don't speak, like you wouldn't never know what I know. So it's always good to talk. It's always good to communicate.
You make yourself available for for the knowledge.
Exactly. Probably there is no one who who is correct or incorrect. It's all the knowledge you gather from around. So I never hesitate talking about different thing which I might be wrong. Because if someone comes or comments, even in this video, like I might be speaking some random things that doesn't make sense at all. Probably I'll getting a comment down there saying that, bro, this thing. So I'll not take that as an as an ego or something like that. Oh my God, no, whatever I'm speaking is true. No, I don't. I would learn from that thing.
We're talking our mind, basically. So
exactly.
Please don't judge, okay? Or even if you want to comment, comment nicely.
Absolutely,
no,
absolutely.
We'll take all kind of comments, feedbacks, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
TEDx.
So TEDx is independent. Is it like? I know a little bit about that. I mean, obviously, I've also been a follower of TED for a long period of time. The content they produce is very, very good and very. I would say easily understandable, different topics and stuff like that. And TEDx would be some independent organizations, representing the same thing and doing the same thing?
No, actually, so TED is the main organization. So the TED, they have their own set of events. So organizing a TED event is a much more huge thing to do. But for a small scale organizer such as me, or a student organizer, or a simple fella who want to do a TEDx event. Yeah. So that's why they came up with TEDx, which X represents as an individually organized event, or independently organized event, which TED is not directly linked towards with this event. They need all of the resources. They need to verify. They need to provide you a license on the basis of different things, different criterias. They have their own criterias, own set of criterias. So you need to make sure you meet that criteria, and then you can organize TEDx. But after you get the license, you do not have to go through such a huge plannings and huge investments, or even a simple office or simple organization or simple startup can
so you're a student when you did this?
Yeah, I just arrived in Australia. It was about 2-3 weeks mostly, like maximum of 3 weeks that I was here in Australia. So I came in 18 June, July probably, June, July, and I got I applied it on August, and I got accepted for the license on like 1 year after. So all of the hustle, nobody sees that actually, and that's the beauty of every success is the actual hustle. Nobody sees it, but the beauty of it is that. So I
like the iceberg.
Exactly. You just see the tip of he organized a TED event, but what he went through to organize that thing. Please ask.
One thing I can take away from this is, like, for example, when we talk about we deal with young students every day, on a daily basis. I myself, since my last 5 years of experience of teaching, I've met students like every day almost, and interacted with them, and the first thing I really notice is that lack of confidence when we come from any other country to a new place. And I was talking to a student like a couple of weeks ago, and she was telling me she wants to go out, express herself, but she doesn't see a path, what can be done. And your story is so beautiful, because you came in and you just like applied for it, and you just wanted to get into it.
I didn't hesitate, I would say. I'll simply ask you one question.
Yeah, sure.
Probably should I I'm just thinking, should I directly go straight to the question, or should I come up with the good context and then
No, tell me, what's the question? Let's go to the question.
Directly, okay.
Let's do it. Ask me difficult questions. That's all right. Go for it. Let me see how can I answer that.
Okay. So what do you see when you see yourself in a mirror?
What do I see? Oh wow, that's all right. Yeah, obviously I see my physical self. Check my hair. It's never working, and I get disappointed and all of that. Is my pant shirt okay and all of that? And I see I've got my dark circles. How are they doing today and all of that? And am I looking presentable? Is like any hair protruding out and all that? And I stare to my eyes for a few seconds to just like have a little self-talk. And that's pretty much it. I don't do anything deeper than that while I'm looking at the mirror. Normally.
That's normally happens.
Yes.
Okay, you go in front of the mirror, you look yourself, you like twist and turn, you feel a little bit confident. So what normally people see, they see either they are fat or I'm chubby here. Okay. Oh, my skin is so dark. I'm so pale. They are limiting themselves. That's the mindset of trying to be someone, but you are not actually working. You are not getting that confidence. You are hesitant. Somewhere or some forth you are hesitant. All of this thing, it's just physical. What the normal thing is, people think after I meet lot of new faces like now and then, and day by day, like nowadays more often, as I have to deal with the different situations, because I am into entrepreneurship now, and then
we'll talk about that.
I'm into entrepreneurship now, and then I talk to different various youths and like newcomers in Australia. Most of them I find are senior than me, and some of them are like junior than me. And the common thing that I get is like, I come from Nepal. because I like I have the own peripheral of my own community. Mostly I stay with my own people from my own community. So I hear this straightforward, because I come from Nepal, I can't do this. And I was like,
That's it.
The mindset, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, it's your mindset. Because I come from Nepal, I can't do this. It's not about the geography.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not about the geography.
That's what we were, I mean, in every, I think this is our fourth podcast, and that is one thing we're really trying to tell people, like categorically through stories and stuff like that. It really is not that big of a factor. It might be a little bit of a factor. I can't.
No, it's not at all. For me, it's not
zero,
at all.
You think?
It's not at all.
Because I believe, it becomes a factor because you've grown up and you've seen a world slightly differently when you come here. That little adjustment, but like you said, that's the, what I'm trying to say here is, if you do not acknowledge there is something, then how would you be able to break it? That's my point, So what I tell to people is, yes, I understand that I went through the same sort of insecurities, and a lot of people, if I talk to, I've dealt with, say, I take a sample size of 50 students, for example, new students, right? I could tell you 40 to 45 of them would definitely tell you that I definitely have this low confidence because I come from a country. So there is an issue, but what you're trying to say is it's not actually an issue, we just made it an issue. That's your point.
The because.
Yeah.
There is always, the because is the turning point of everything, What is in front of because and what is after the because matters a lot. I can make this happen because that's the so beauty of it. Oh my God, I cannot do this because. Because is always there. So for me, it has always been, how you take it. It has always been like how you like take it for yourself. Not as a like showing off or talking to different people. Like I sound good when I talk about this good things. Like talking about. If you don't know, you don't know. You really accept that. That's the basis of it. If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know. How you see the picture, that really matters.
But do you think? Sorry, I just cut you. Sorry. What I was trying to ask you, your take on it was, so what's the way to go about it? Like, for example,
that's where I'm coming to.
If somebody is low on confidence because they've come from a certain place, a certain area, and they feel like that is really an important factor, and do you think they should at least acknowledge that first, and yes, it is there, but I want to break it, and it's very possible to break it like immediately, or that wall is non-existent? What do you say?
It's not existent. It's
just made it yourself in your head.
It's just it's a brick of thoughts. You put it all together and you see, oh my God, there is such a wall. But actually, if you actually go through it, there's no wall. You created it. So that's where I was coming to. What you look at it is most important thing. I look at like this. I come from Nepal. I speak Nepali. That's my mother tongue. I come from Nepal. I got really good foundation education. I've got I can speak English too. That's my second point. That's why I'm much more better than this thing. How you look at it. I come from Nepal. It was a poor country. But full of opportunities. But I need to be much more trained to do that, to grab that opportunities. So how you take it, that really matters. Each and every morning you need to train your mind. You need to train your mind how to make your life. That's the important part of it. So it's not about, oh my God, I don't have a confidence because I come from Nepal. You can speak 3 different languages. You can speak 4 different languages. And that's the most important skill if you want to do anything. So, like you have full thing and you cannot see that. Like you have a full platter of food and you always think, oh my God, I cannot, like, oh, that looks so beautiful. I don't want to eat it because that's looking so beautiful. I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat it because.
Glass is half full, glass is half empty.
Exactly.
The way you look at it.
Exactly.
Sure. No, I mean, great point there. And talk about a little bit about So you do business as well. So let's
trying to.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't have confidence. If you ask me, I'm really scared of owning anything and like living with it like almost 24/7, 365. You know, you're with it all the time. I like to switch on and switch off, and you know, working for some organization has been going well for me. I mean, I wouldn't say content with it. I would be dishonest if I say I don't find it attractive. I mean, all the entrepreneurial story, owning your own thing, you know, being your own boss, and all of those ideas is really appealing. But okay, let me be honest. I'm scared, to be honest. Scared, as in like, will I be able to, you know, live with it? Will I be able to like involve myself 24/7 in it? And therefore I all my plans are always inside a diary or in a book, and then nothing is really. I've started to try something, you know, here and there, but you told me that your parents also are in business, and you understand the world of business and all of that. So how do you? My question is, well, I mean, it's not an interview, so that's not a question. But what I'm trying to, you know, understand from you is, does that excite you, or does that scare you? Or is the excitement in that fear, I guess, or is there fear at all? Any fear at all?
I would say I'm just aware of whatever happening is around me.
Yeah.
I would just say that. Like, it scares me, yes, sometimes. I have also a dark moment. I'm not always confident. Nobody can be like always confident, pumped up, and or doing this thing, that thing. Yes, I do have a lot of energy. Yes, I do have a lot of energy.
Sure.
But where it came from is a continuous practice of a mind, of a mentality. You know, a continuous practice of a mentality. To get rid of your hunger, you need to eat. Yeah. To like run 100 miles, you need to start with a kilometer first.
Sure.
Or a minute of a walk first. So to reach at the state of you know, not being afraid of anything, not being afraid of or a fear of this or fear of that or fear of that or fear of that, the main thing is you need to train your mind. You need to train your mind in such a way that you keep on, you are aware of whatever thought is passing by. You know, we are not always talking whatever we know, we are talking our thoughts. We always talk our thoughts. We say we are not confident. That's not we claiming ourselves that we are not confident. That's our thought that popped, that you are not confident, bro. Your mind is saying that you are not confident. Your mind is, because you have been grown up in such a way. You were born a blank canvas, then your parental happened. It's nothing is in your hand. Whatever parent taught us or whatever parent made us, that's nothing in our hand. But now it's everything is in your hand. If you can't make it, it's your fault. So you have to be like straightforward and stick enough that I will make it. It's not about will I make it. A simple switch of the letters. A simple switch of the letters. It's not like will I make it. If you think like that, you need to work on your mentality.
So tell me what kind of mentality is it? Like fearlessness, or I don't know, what sort of, let's make it simpler for the audience as well. Like, for example, when I feel like I've got a great idea, right? I've got a great idea, and I do the maths, and I feel like, okay, this is going to be very profitable. It's in my skill set as well. I really can do it. But then I can't just do it, you know? Because I want to live in that comfort of that, the glory of that idea. But I don't want to get into the mess of the action. I don't know if I put it in a correct way. But so what kind of mentality will break that thing, and you go into the mess of that action, and you just play with it, play along, you learn and pull yourself up, walk again, fall down, pull yourself up, walk again. So how do you train yourself for that?
So as you just told that I want my comfort. So if you want your comfort, you would never achieve that, I would say. Because comfort holds you back. You know, whenever you are comfortable, you are cozy, you are sleepy, you are lazy. Comfort holds you back. You know, comfort can be adjusted. You know, your mind always need comfort. You know, like in the morning, I take cold shower. So it's been like about 7 months that I've been taking cold showers. So, you know, initially the mind is not comfort. So mind says stop that. That's something new. I can't do it. So now you have to be aware of your, you know, thought. You cannot just do whatever your mind says. You have to train your mind that no, you stick there. This is much more beneficial for me than just this thought. I'm getting this thought because of the past experience where I don't want to be. I want to change my lifestyle. So start living an uncomfortable life first. So if you are in your uncomfortable life, you'll train your brain, and you choose to be. You choose your new comfort, I would say. You are in such a comfort zone.
But where you enjoy cold showers now, do you?
Absolutely.
Exactly. It's a habit.
It would be like initially it would be like. When I take a cold shower, now I'm just like, okay, it's cold. Okay, it's colder than yesterday. You know, the presence of mind, how trained you can make your mind.
So it's all that's what I eventually understood as well. You know, we all are a slave of habits, I would say. You know,
absolutely.
Your mind would, you know, for example, eating fries from Macca's is bad. It's pure science. It's all there as far as the information is there. You know, eating sugar is bad, this is bad. But we still do it because I believe the mind, that habit overpowers it, and you don't have the control over it. And once you can make that switch, once you can, okay, I'm telling my mind, although the mind is trying to tell me go and eat that fries, but I can control this today.
Exactly.
At this moment, I want to eat that fry.
Exactly.
I think, and it's very tough to reach that point. And I think that could be a good segue to go into our next topic I really wanted to discuss with you is how do you do that? How do you train so obviously we talk about meditation, spirituality, you know, talking to yourself or talking to someone bigger than yourself, talking to the larger consciousness and stuff like that, very deep. So I really, again, like I said, whenever I talk about this stuff, I really want to just talk about my experience and not more towards the philosophies, but I because I don't believe I'm qualified enough to talk talk about those things, deeper philosophies, but I can talk about experiences. And that's what I was talking about when I said we eventually know that we have to reach a point where I, as in like the consciousness, can tell my mind to not do certain things or do certain things. That's where we want to reach. But do you think spirituality or meditation is the only way to go about it, or it helps massively? That's what I believe in. It
does help.
It
does help. It does help. Absolutely, 100% true. It does help, but it's not everything. That's not the only way or only pathway to take to attain consciousness or to attain, like, you know, the overcoming your mind. So basically, I recently had a chance to listen to Joe Rogan's podcast with David Go. I don't know how to pronounce his surname. Sorry if you're watching. So I had a chance to hear this conversation or a podcast of Joe Rogan and David. I don't know I forgot his surname. So he explained this really well. You know, what is important is the habit of motivating yourself. You know, we often grab motivation from others. You know, we hear this person, we hear, as a simple example, he used the same example, and I would love to use the same. So most of the people, I would say 99% of the people go gym on a headphone, on a headset, listening to a hype music. They are like, oh yeah, boom, 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 boom.
Hashtag
like,
Gymshark.
Hashtag Gymshark, and then, you know, all of those, like. But what about once that headphone is off? Are you equally motivated, or are you? That's just a trigger about the motivation. And what about that you start eating burgers? You start eating unhealthy food, but you are gymming. While your headphone is on, you are fully pumped up, and what if that headphone is off? That's the main thing. Can you motivate yourself, your internal motivation?
Without any external stimuli.
Exactly.
Wow.
Without any external thing going around. Yeah. Whatever, you are just aware of whatever is happening around you, but nothing is bothering you. You need to train this. It's not about, oh, magic, I need it in 5 days, I need it in 1 week. I was not like this before. I would proudly say I would love to, I think we have to do probably a next podcast for my entire journey of life. What happened to me in my past?
Yeah, no,
what dark things that I have faced. Even being a man, how hard it has been. About my past dark secrets that I already confessed in social medias and stuff like that. Yeah. So we can talk about that in some other podcast. But the main thing is all about you need to train your mind. Does that
about external stimuli? Again, this is one of the I think this is one of the consequence of spiritual practice or any sort of practice with yourself is not allowing your internal responses like anger, even happiness, sadness, amounting to sometimes depression and all of that. So not allowing all of those emotions through the external stimulus. So as long as you can be detached with the external stimulus. So for example, you talked about choice, right? Like there will be stimulus to around you to make you angry, for example. It's your choice to respond with anger or not. Or maybe you can train your mind to maybe take that 5 seconds or 10 seconds of composure before you react, because you see some people are really violent where they're like bang 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 go, you know? And then there are some people who are good at negotiating those feelings, taking some time and then probably articulating it in much more controlled manner, if you like. So is that one of the consequences you think of having these practices, is you'll be able to not directly react to external stimulus, but react with your own understanding about it, not like a touch and go kind of situation?
I would say, firstly, I don't believe that anger or feeling sad or depression, all of these things are external entities. It's all internal.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
It's all internal. So, for example, you talked about anger. Yeah. If I am a peace person, if I because anger is just an emotion, it's just a trigger of thought, it's just a trigger of thought. It's just a process of a reaction happening to you, So what happens? So if we touch fire, we burn. Are you aware of that? Yes. So you never touch fire. Yeah, that's the first thing. That's the thing. But if you mistakenly touched, what you do? You get angry of the fire. You get angry on that fire. And then you turn that off. You shout like, who did this? No. Just think about, be aware that okay, you touched fire. That's why it hurt you. That's why it burnt you. If you know that, if you are aware of that, does that anger comes?
No.
It doesn't trigger you. The thought of anger doesn't trigger you. The emotions are the byproduct or the reactions of thought. Thought and mindfulness, or the mind is everything, I would say, even negative or positive. If you are angry with me, if I don't take that anger, if I don't react to your anger, you'll be much more angry, Like, let's say you are angry with me and don't worry, like I'm all good. And you would say, I'm so angry with this person and he's not telling me anything. And you become much more angry. And you be miserable, much more miserable. So you created your anger. Because relating to this or that or that or that, you created the anger, you are angry, that anger is not affecting me at all, you
Yes.
only imagined, okay, this happened or this might have happened or this is going, or that's all your imagination, and you blame other that you become angry because of that or
Yes,
that or
yes,
that.
yes.
So I wouldn't say that anger or all of these emotions are external. It's all internal. So how you control it is basically simply being aware. And that's probably the simplest thing you can start doing, you know. Okay, like the basic of it is like, we people are aware of we are not being aware. We know that we are aware that or we know that we are aware of not being aware.
Yeah.
So we know that much aware we are.
But that isn't that good enough? I think, see, I mean, we can't expect the entire world to be, and we all are fighting towards that, and ultimate consciousness. Otherwise, we'll have 7 billion books written about 7 billion conscious beings. We only have a handful of them, right?
And such a beautiful part of it. You don't have to expect, or you don't have to expect from anybody else.
Yeah.
Start expecting from you.
Yourself. Yes.
You don't have to be you don't have to make changes. Be the catalyst of change. Start from you. Like the spark is yours. And then you set an example, someone other follow it on a different way. It doesn't have to be the same way that you do it.
Sure.
It can be a little bit tweaked, because that's his life. And that's the most beautiful, being like we learning from different books. Like there are 7 billion people, 7 billion books, and now everybody is conscious, everybody is aware, and you can learn from every individual book.
Yeah.
It's all about how you take it.
Yeah.
I don't take anything like, you know, yes, negativity is there, but I'm always aware of, okay.
Yes, what I'm saying is, I don't think not being negative is the thing, or not feeling anger is what we want to attain. I feel like you got to be able to see it.
Yeah.
From a distance. Is you don't want to get consumed by that feeling.
Yep.
Yes, I get angry. As long as I can see that anger come and go, and probably respond, like I said, you know, take that few seconds and not respond at the moment by getting consumed by that feeling, but try and see that feeling come, affect you, and go past. I think that could be very useful when we talk about awareness. I want to talk to you about, because you're a man of routine now, and
yeah, I would say that.
And I've become a man of routine as well. I think it's been like almost 2 years. I have, you know, starting waking up early and doing my routine for 2-3 hours and going forward, and that has helped immensely in my life.
Okay, so I know this is a podcast, so let's make it like a podcast.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I would love to ask you, what's the time that you wake up?
I wake up at around 4:30 to 5. So most of the days
4:30 to 5. So there is a time
range. Yes.
Yeah,
range. I used to wake up exactly at 4:30 for a long period of time, but now I've gotten a little bit towards 5.
And you set alarm for that?
I used to. Nowadays I set up a backup alarm. That's like around 6 o'clock. So sometimes if I just doze off, or I'm having a long night or stuff like that, then my routine gets disturbed.
Okay.
But yeah, 5 o'clock is I don't go beyond. If I go beyond 5, for example, I wake up with a sense of guilt, like, okay, I've started.
I'll hold you on that.
Sure,
one.
sure.
I'll just hold you on that point, okay? Guilt, you should never be guilty of anything.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you should never be guilty of anything. The thing is, start doing this. If you I recently practiced it. So I normally, whatever I speak, I first try it myself, and I try to probably not teach. I wouldn't use the word teach. I would love to share to other people. Yes. Like this thing called challenging your alarm.
Your alarm.
I set my alarm. Like I need an alarm clock, a good kind of tone or something like that. Then I started thinking, like, why would I need an alarm to wake me up? So something external thing is waking me up. I can wake up myself probably. I normally do. If there is some external thing that helps me wake up, That's for sure. So why not challenge the alarm? So I successfully did that today. Today itself. So I challenged my alarm. So I normally wake up at 4 every morning. So it started about after I went for Vipassana course. We can touch that afterwards. So I wake up at 4 every day. So I used to be like, okay, the alarm went off. I wake up. I do my own routine. Then I thought of myself, okay, can I challenge this alarm? It's going off at exact this time, but what I wake up and then shut it down before it go. Yeah, I take it as a challenge.
Yeah, no, but does it help? When we talk about routine, we're talking about routine.
It does.
Does it help? For me, I've also stopped my phone. Even if my alarm is on, my phone is in the other room. Now I've stopped putting phone in my room. Stopped at all. My sleep time starts, like my sleep schedule starts 9:30. I
would love to do that, but I haven't been able to do that because of I recently I stepped into entrepreneurship and because I need to keep on constantly
But that really helps. Let me tell you. Where somebody talked about sleep routine. You know, I'm like, morning routine is fine. What is sleep routine? And I obviously now I've done so much research on this that I know sleep is one of the most important aspect of your mental and physical health. Good sleep is very important, utmost importance. You know, where you go into that repair phase and rest phase and all of that and get ready for the next day. And this sleep routine which I've started, I've not. I'll be honest. It's on and off. I've not been able to do it consistently. But if I do it for a period of time, for example, a week. Then I really feel good when I wake up because so my sleep schedule start. I turn off my computer, all my phones are done, no music, nothing, no sound, nothing. I put my phones and everything on charge in the other room, nothing in my room itself, my bedroom, and then do my little routine, meditate, and then go to bed, sleep, have a chat with my partner and stuff like that, and go to bed, go to sleep, and then. After I've started doing that, I don't really need alarm because I've gotten into a biological clock sort of thing in my body. So 6 hours sleep is good enough for me. I wake up at around 4:30 to 5 automatically, but just for the sake because I'm working as well, so I don't want to be running late. So backup alarm I put around 6 a.m. just in case I miss it. But so what I was trying to discuss with you was how much does routine help? Having a set routine help in having that control we're talking about over mind and over your life overall?
Yeah, I would first ask routine on a paper or routine on a mind. If you have a good routine on a mind, yes, it does help. It does help to achieve anything, but you have to be you have to make a routine on your mind. Okay, I am today motivated, now I'll make a routine. I need a good looking paper, I need a really good bunch of color pens, and then drawing here, clock here, 5 a.m. with a good handwriting and with a good design. If you consider that as a routine, that doesn't help at all. If you are
daily life routine.
That's what if your routine is here and you are you are dedicated toward that routine, you have to be basically disciple of your routine. You have to be disciple of your habit. If you are not, if you are a disciple, you'll start feeling, for example, let's say you are a junkie, you wake up, you start smoking pot, and you do your all of, you start taking drugs and bro, kind of like that. So if you want to set a routine that I want to get rid of this life, it's not gonna happen a magic. You're gonna not feel that experience starting from tomorrow. You need to set that in mind, be the disciple of it. You have to follow the routine. Tomorrow morning I'll wake up at this time, no doubt. I'm 5 minutes late, I have to be careful tomorrow. Don't hesitate. Don't blame yourself that you couldn't do it. Because you were in other kind of habit, that's why you couldn't do it. Be aware of that. You are living another kind of life that you don't want to live. Now you are switching, so it take time. Let time run itself. Don't chase quick solution. Nothing is quick. Nothing is quick in this world. Just accept. Keep on doing, keep on trying, and accept whatever comes.
And definitely, yes, that's the struggle, right? Isn't it? I mean, I see a lot of people where they have reached a point where they do not enjoy what they used to say cool, being cool, and having a crazy life. The students, the young students I talk to, like, hey, you're married, your life must be boring. They say, like, yeah, I mean, I've already gone past that age, and I find this structure much more appealing now, and I'm very much content with what I'm doing and where I'm at the moment, and all of that. But and there are some people who already know now that they're saturated. They want to find some structure in their life.
Yeah.
And what I always tell them is start with the controllables. Like, for example, I want to go to Europe for a trip for a month. I want to go to Tibet and become a monk for a month, 2 months, But can you really do that? That's pretty much not in your control at the moment. Do you have the finances? You don't have the finances. Does your visa allow you? No. So that's not controllable. So that idea is okay, keep it there. But what are the few things you can wake up tomorrow morning easily, right?
Absolutely. The small things.
You can stop eating sugar tomorrow onwards. Like refined sugar, refined food products, stop it. That is controllable. You can go back home today, look at your last month's income and expenses and see where you wasted your money. And where you could have an opportunity of investment or doing something. Every day when you're watching that 2 hours of Netflix or whatever, could you have done something else which could really, and those are all controllables. You can immediately go home and do it.
100%.
Right? So I think that's where I started as well.
Absolutely.
Like I was in one of the dark places in my life, it was very much down and out. And then those are the little things I started. I like to sing and stuff like that. So I started making videos, put it on Facebook, and I could do that. I started waking up in the morning. I could really start my day earlier than 10 other people around me, and then feel good about it. And then again, food, that's in my control. I can eat better food. I can stop eating ramen all the time whenever I feel lazy. I started and all of those built towards a routine. Again, I would like to be more strict with that routine. I sometimes sway away around here and there, but I still have that larger structure, and that has immensely helped me in terms of looking at problems, dealing with problems, and it has helped with my personal health as well, and all of that, mental well-being and all of that as well. And I came out of that hole because of that. So yeah, controllables, I think, is where you should work on at the very beginning, and then you can start pushing out and going towards other branches and see what other things you can do. So it's more of a damage control mode first, reach to a certain point where you are okay, now this is a good base. Then you can I think jump.
Absolutely.
Because without a routine, it almost feels like you want to become the greatest entrepreneur in the world, and you wake up at 11 a.m. and what's happening?
Actually, waking up early isn't the key. Okay.
Just an example. Sure.
So waking up early doesn't make you entrepreneur, I would say. But you have to set your own routine. That's the most important thing. Routine can be anything. No, the main thing is you have 24 hours. You can do whatever you want. Everybody in this world, even birds, even plants, every living creature in this world has 24 hours. That's it. It doesn't matter if you wake up at 4, it doesn't matter if you wake up at 11, it doesn't matter if you wake up at 3. But once you wake up, what's next? What's your routine? You wake up, at 3, people go running. In our society, people have to go to morning walk. For I was also amused when I came to Australia, people running in at 3 in the day. Oh, come on, it's so sun. It doesn't matter because he wake up at 2. He woke up at 2:30 in the day, in midday, and then he went for a run. It doesn't matter when you wake up. No, the main thing is the routine.
From my context, that was my example because it is relevant to me. So if I'm working a 9-to-5 job, or if I'm doing starting my job at 9, then there's no point of me waking up late. And even in my leisure days, I've already gotten a habit to wake up early in the morning. So there's a lot of people who say, today is my holiday, I want to sleep all day and all of that. So I mean, I think that part of routine is very important for me, and it, like you said, athletes, for example, they will have a different set of routines. people in different jobs.
Absolutely.
They do night jobs, a lot
Absolutely.
of people, right? So they can't obviously wake up at 4 o'clock.
Absolutely.
That is just an example from my context, but yeah, routine is the key.
Exactly.
Here. Routine is like, you know, and trying to get
consistent in that routine.
Yeah, that's another key, I think. Yeah, so and are we how long have you been going for?
It's like 50-55 minutes.
50-55 minutes. So
It's been long.
yeah, it's been long. I think one last topic we'll touch, and then maybe we'll do another part some other day as well.
Sure, absolutely.
About let's talk about where our theme is about like mindset and breaking a certain mindset and breaking certain bad patterns and getting into good patterns or helpful patterns. So all of that. And tell me how meditation would exactly help that. Like because it really gives you. Sometimes it's like meditation is tricky as well. I don't know because you've learned it from a different school, and I'm learning it from a different school. But I believe the theme are pretty much the same. We talk about breath work and all of that, and air, which you talked about, is really important. We talked about that and all of that. I also use it to. Sometimes it's about like there's some schools say don't let the thought come, don't let the thought come, but it comes.
No,
like my brain creates thoughts.
Exactly.
What do you mean by? I mean, you can't say don't let your heart beat, because it beats.
Exactly, absolutely. The only job of brain is to create
thoughts, right?
It doesn't determine either it creates negative thought or a positive thought.
Yeah.
It's just its job is to create thought.
Yeah, no,
it's the job of the heart is to pump blood. Yeah? And like and the job of the lungs is to fill up with the air and then keep the air in a constant flowing within the body. Yeah, so likewise the job of the mind is to create thought. It doesn't determine if the thought is the negative or thought is the positive. It just create thought on the basis of whatever happened in your life till the death.
Yeah, sure.
Or the thought of your imagination, which is future. So it just produced the thought are just scenarios or the reactions where like a thought came. It can be just related towards either past or future. Present is thoughtlessness.
Yeah, sure. Yes. Wow.
Yeah, present is thoughtlessness.
Yes.
So it's not about like stopping the thought. Meditation is like there.
Is it channeling the thought? You reckon?
No, it's just being aware
of the thought. Yes, exactly.
Seeing as it is.
Yeah.
Everything that happened, to see everything as it is. How you see the water as a water. You don't see water as in a shape in anything. You see water as a water. If the water is in a cup, you say, you don't see. You say that water is in the cup, but water is water as it is.
It is.
So thought is thought as it is. Either it can be negative or it can be positive, but don't get to stick to any of the thought, either negative, either positive. Just be between, just be aware of, okay, I'm getting a positive thought, that's good. I'm getting a negative thought, that's good. You just be aware of thoughts. Okay, I'm getting a positive thought. You don't have to keep on getting stuck to it and keep on thinking about the same process. So you get one thought, that thought is based upon your past or a future or your imagination or anything, and you keep on sticking to that thought. And you say yourself or you present yourself on that particular state because of that thought. If you just be aware of that thought, you are just yourself, and you are just getting different thoughts.
Exactly. When we talk about meditation, this is something very, very tricky, because I was talking to you off air as well when I was telling, like, whenever this kind of conversation happens and a person who does not acknowledge this idea of meditation or spirituality or anything like that, they say it's non-scientific, pseudoscience, and there's a whole school behind that thought as well. And then they talk about tell me something concrete, what you got out of it, like not abstract stuff. We talk about being aware of this and that, and being connected with the God and all of that. That's all abstract. You can't prove it scientifically and all of that. But I know for sure, because I'm practicing myself, and you're practicing, so you definitely know. There's definitely some concrete results of that as well. Like you can see it, literally, you can feel it.
You can feel it.
And I believe after a point, even another person can see it in you as well. Do you think another person can see it in you? Maybe
they can feel you.
They can feel you.
I would say, because
maybe
like
you become even at workplace, for example, you become more aware while tackling the problem.
Exactly.
You got better negotiation skills now. You understand people's emotions better.
Exactly.
You've got increased emotional intelligence. That's the word used in corporate world nowadays.
Yeah.
So emotional intelligence would probably be increased. So these are the few things I believe is slowly starting to develop in me. There's a concrete result. So
absolutely.
do you think any other, like for example, my sleep is better? That's another like very like concrete sort of result of that, right? I can read with more concentration nowadays than what I used to, because my thought I had very short concentration span. My mind would go all over the place, and then now I can like really be collected at that whatever half an hour, 1 hour stretch when I'm reading something. So what are a few things you would say which is very concrete, like concrete results you achieved as in through this practice, and how has it like really helped you?
I would just say one thing as of the concreteness that meditation provided me, I would say, or just like I got to know about this thing, is the only concrete thing is you don't get driven away of anything. That's the only concrete thing that you will get. You don't get driven away by your emotions. You don't get driven away by your thoughts. You don't get driven away by your anger or whatever you define. You don't get driven away. Because normally, if you are not aware, you get driven away. Yeah, you are sleepy, you get driven away on your sleep. Yeah, you just drive, long drive, Everybody loves long drive. Either it's on the road or in a sleep or doing different stuff. That's a long drive for that particular journey. So I think you stop, I wouldn't say stop like permanently, but the driven away, that you are like going away off the track, you just get on the track itself. You don't get driven away. So that's probably the concrete part of the meditation.
I mean, like I said, a few things which is like really visible for me and for other people as well. I mean, when I like the control on my emotions, my response to the anger triggers, my response to sadness triggers, anxiety triggers is much more collected now, and I don't get so consumed by those emotions. And I think these are a few things, and like you said, you're able to make choice better as well. When you talk about choice at the very beginning, it gives you a much better perspective. And again, about this tree, we have to put this, Vikesh, we have to put this tree this time. No,
it was the last time.
It was it? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. No, what I was telling is, so we're normally just in one of those branches, and then we only see gratitude and probably joy a little bit. But when you have the perspective, you see the entire tree. I think that is what again those practices will really give you, is you'd be able to see the entire tree, and therefore you can see, hey, it's not just sadness, there is calm as well.
Absolutely.
Right? There's not just jealousy, there's gratitude as well.
Absolutely.
And then I think that really helps in through these practices and make yourself, I believe, much more in control of your mind. I think eventually that's the game, right? I mean, I can't eat fries, but I don't have control over my mind. Pick up that fries and that limited amount of taste and whatever that gives you, which is quite limited actually. And I think
absolutely, like this tree, I just feel like when I just entered the venue, I just feel so attached with this tree itself. I would say like I have about a different perspective on this one.
Tell me.
So rather seeing it from far away, I would say just be the tree on the center, as you have like a thin line between let's say positive energy and a negative energy. Just be on that thin line, and that's meditation.
Sure.
So if you if you, because all of this thing you like literally go through everyday life.
Yeah.
You are living it.
Yeah.
So why to see it from far away? As you are living it, just be there on a between and just like take whichever, like, because it's different branches. You can just go in, if you are always in a center, you can always take a path for a different branch.
The only question is, but are you aware of all the leaves that are present on the tree, all the fruits?
Exactly.
And that's where I think you know, at least that's where people start to acknowledge these things. You know,
Exactly.
I was talking to Bikesh about yesterday or day before, I think. We're talking about toxic positivity nowadays, and there's this new term which has come around where people who are positive, and then there are people who are toxic.
Yeah, exactly.
Positive, you know, and toxic positive people, what they do is, apparently, I don't know if I'm one of them or I don't know, but what they do is they do not acknowledge the negative emotions.
Exactly. 100%.
They say, nah, it's not.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. So they don't exist. They say, hey, I'm sad. What do you do? Be happy. Like, yeah, I know that. Be happy.
Exactly.
Don't worry. There's no such thing as sadness. Be happy.
No.
And I think that doesn't work, because you got to see it's
Exactly.
got all the shades.
Exactly.
Like you said, you know, life as you're a human being, you got all the shades,
exactly.
you know, emotions
Exactly.
and negative and positive. But as long as you can at least acknowledge it. Okay, yes, sadness is there. Yes, anger is there. You know,
just don't get carried away.
Don't
on
get
that
carried
one.
away or consumed by it.
Exactly.
That's the whole idea.
The only thing is like it's there. If you say toxic positivity or if you say like just like a blind positive mindset, I would also say blind positive mindset. You are just positive. You are nothing else. You are just positive. Okay, this thing happened. Oh, like far away, my uncle's uncle's father died. Okay, no. Okay, that's fine. Just be positive. No, you need to have that emotion as well. You need to have that gratitude as well. You need to feel the sadness as well.
That's what we talked about when I said empathy. I think the counter response or more correct response to that is empathy. Empathy would be putting yourself in their shoes and telling them that, hey, I understand what you must be feeling. And yes, these thoughts are normal. We're not aliens or something. We're human beings, and yes, these kind of thoughts are normal. I empathize with you, but probably these are the things you could do to come out of it, rather, you know, or you can see it from this lens rather than getting consumed by it, like I said, being a part of it, or embracing it, or you can embrace it as well, but not get consumed by it essentially. And look at as yes, it is there, and then there are ways, we only have today talked about spirituality, but medical health as well. You can really take medical attention as well.
Absolutely.
To so many emotions. And
absolutely. As you just mentioned about empathy, and I respect that, or I acknowledge that in a really, really greater extent, because I think empathy and making yourself a low-key person is the most important thing in life. Because I would say it like this, being or attaining empathy is something that every human should have.
Yes.
Different achievement is like a byproduct of your work or byproduct of your effort. The achievement or success is the end result. People always normally feel happy or feel that dopamine effect while doing the thing. It's not the end result. They just feel that, it happened, and what if next? Like this thing has happened, like I have been full of empathy, and I have kept myself low-key since my childhood. Like, let's say if I wanted to talk about or touch about, or if I wanted to like be proud of myself and with full of ego, I would probably say I'm an actor, I am in this, I am in that, I am in that, because my life has been like that. So I started my career as a theater artist. on my really young age. I've been doing theaters and acting and drama since 2007. So I was just studying my 4th grade or 5th grade.
Okay.
So I started earning since then.
Oh man.
So like
you said low-key, that's too much of humility. We're going to definitely touch upon that, but no, that's fine. I mean, having humility, that's very important.
Exactly.
I believe,
Exactly.
And again, well, each to their own. That's what I believe in. That's what you believe in as well. So if someone says like, you got to be able to present yourself in the strongest way possible, well, good luck, I guess. If it works for you, great. But I believe again, empathy and humility would really take you a long way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it will not, like you said, that constant dope.
Yeah.
That will rise. It's like a sine wave we talk about. Rise and fall again, and rise and fall again.
Exactly.
But to have that constant, I think having empathy and being humble.
Actually, sorry to cut you off. No, there is. It shouldn't be constant.
No, it shouldn't be constant. Okay.
It shouldn't be constant at all.
Okay.
It's life. Life has to go up and down.
Okay.
Yeah, like your heart beats. Yeah, it beats up, goes down, like an ECG. So I heard this. I got to learn this particular word from Haribangsa Acharya. I really respect him. Great mental state of him. I've learned really good things from him. So he explained this. So life is like an ECG. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, and that is really necessary.
Yes.
Once it goes constant, you are dead.
Yeah.
So it's exactly like ECG. So you have to face upwards and downwards as well. Don't ever expect to go constantly. If you go constantly, you are not achieving anything. You are not learning anything. You need to learn. You need to go down, deep down and learn and rise up again.
Yeah. But, when I was talking about constant, I was talking, and that is absolutely true what you just said, and Haribangsa Acharya said. Obviously, it's very true. It will be up and down.
Yeah.
It's just that you get extreme joy at your highs, and you become devastated at your lows. And if that happens, when I was talking about your state of awareness towards those things.
Exactly.
If your state of awareness is also fluctuating with your life's actions, then I see from my lens it wouldn't be very aware sort of, because again you are consumed by your physical worlds and your emotions are like really directly triggered by all of that, and I think that will really not help with your growth in awareness. Now I also want to talk about this at the very end is what do you think? I always think about this, it's crazy. When I finished my year 10, SLC done, went to the high school, I thought I knew the entire world. 2 months of campus, I was giving lecture to my, junior, brothers, sisters, or friends, brothers, sisters, and everything who's like younger than me. Like, I know the world. I go to campus. You guys are in school. You don't know what a campus life is, and you suddenly come across some radical ideas. Politics starts to make sense to you, and all of that, and you feel like you know everything. And suddenly you start going to the university. First year, you feel like I was so stupid. Now I know the world. This is how it is. And then 2 years, 3 years down the line, after all your crazy experience in the university, on the 4th year, you see those first year kids, you feel they're kids,
Absolutely.
And these people, man, I mean, I wish they knew what I know, they're so young and so naive, and it keeps on happening. Now today I'm here sitting talking to you, I feel like I know a lot of things, and then I feel like 5 years later, with more, probably knowledge, understanding, experience, and all of that, I feel even my current understanding would not hold. Maybe will change. So, do you feel that as well, or do you feel that, or have you reached that moment that, I got it? No, you haven't.
Never. I will never love to get it to that state. I would never say I know everything.
Yeah.
I would never claim that I know this fully. I would
But
always,
at that point, but whenever that point happens, like for example, whenever I was doing all of these things,
I know
practices,
nothing.
and I felt that moment of, shit, I got it.
no.
And then I realized, no, I haven't, because
No.
6 months later, and
Exactly.
it keeps on happening, right? So
Exactly.
I think to be able to understand that even your current conviction, which you are very strongly, which you currently very strongly believe in, will still have a lot of room to probably evolve or
Yeah.
probably replace as well, right? So what do you think about that?
I take it like this, or like let's say it like this. I have been always saying that, and I always claim that I know nothing. I know only one thing, and I truly believe in that one, and that is change is the only permanent thing
Yes,
that exists.
That's it.
Yeah. If change exists, you cannot know everything.
Yes.
Because that is also changing.
Sure.
If change is everything, if
Sure.
change is the only constant entity or the only permanent thing that exists in this world, then what do you know? You know nothing.
Yeah.
You literally know nothing. Because let's say you only know yourself. I only know myself, that I have changed since then.
Yeah.
So I accept that. So why cannot you accept someone else's change? That's your own ego of, oh, I know this thing. I know that this person won't change at all, and which is not true. Everybody do change. Like I would always say this, and I always normally say this, that it's been about an hour that we have had a really good
More than an
conversation.
hour.
More than
Because
an
it's giving us timestamps.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been like more than an hour, and it's getting deeper and
Yes,
deeper.
it is.
The conversation is getting
It
deeper.
has
and
to.
deeper.
This has to have different parts.
Yeah.
Part 2, part 3.
Yeah.
sure.
So basically, like what I'm trying to say is, like, I've always said that. So it's been an hour, probably a little 0.0001% of our hair has increased.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are changed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We became, like, we changed
Yes.
in little, like, fraction of seconds as well.
Yes.
We change.
Yeah.
So everything is changing.
No, that's what I say nowadays. So many people, when we have a conversation like 5, 6, you've changed. I'm like, yes, thank you. I think that's a compliment. I wouldn't want to say the same,
Exactly.
That's a compliment.
That's
You've
the
changed,
beauty
yes.
of life.
That's the beauty of it,
Exactly.
So yeah, well, I mean, it is great. One of the, I mean, I could do this for another 2 hours. I don't know how you felt it, but
I feel like I can go a long
but
time. Probably we have to keep live and then keep on talking,
It was great fun.
Yeah,
man. Thank you,
absolutely,
Saroj.
man. Absolutely.
Vishma. Now I call it. Can I call you Vishma? though?
Absolutely, and
Okay.
I love that
Okay.
name, and I love people calling me Vishma,
Okay.
and I want to be represented as a Vishma.
Okay.
And thank you so much.
Thank you, Vishma, for doing this, and we will do this again. I
Sure,
really had
sure.
great time, and I'm sure whoever will be listening will be getting a lot of
Sure.
ideas. I would say,
Let's say.
experiences. Let's call it that.
Absolutely.
Let's not call it wisdom or knowledge or all that.
No.
I don't want to call that,
No.
but experiences really.
Absolutely,
And thank you for doing this.
Thank you
And
so much for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening, giving your precious time for probably two guys talking random things. No, really thought-provoking show, like behind the camera also. Great person to talk to, great place to be to. Absolutely love the environment, love the ambience of the studio. Really love this. Thanks, Bikesh, for wonderful
Bikesh, our
setup
man.
here.
Yes.
Like you've been technically really good. Like we've been really good friends since long. And thank you so much for all of the behind the scenes and everything. Thank you for having me. Thank you for me, like giving me the opportunity to like provide some information or a little thing that I have come to know about life.
Yeah,
let's
sure,
say
sure,
I
sure.
don't know anything about life,
Yes,
but
yes.
a little bit about.
Disclaimer
like,
is already there. So yeah, please.
So if you want to contact me, or like if you want to get to know about more of choices in life, then you can follow me on Instagram, or you can follow me on add me as a friend on Facebook. You can search for Saroj Vishma Basnet, Saroj Vishma Basnet. You can call me anytime on a messenger or anytime. I'm always available for around the world. I'm always available for every people around the world. And beautiful people, always available. Thank you so much for having me. I love you all, guys.
Thank you very much, Vishma.
Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
All right, excellent. I've never had to ask for anybody to do this. You did it voluntarily. So again, this is not forced, guys. He asked you to do so. So please.
I know that's really important. That's why.
Give us any sort of feedback, and thank you very much again for listening. We'll come up with another episode very soon, and very soon in future we'll have another.
I would love to
have a chat on another topic as well.
Sure.
So thank you for listening, and that's it for today.
Thank you.
Bye.